Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be ranking the games from the Netflix TV show Squid Game. Now, if you haven't actually seen this show, I'm just going to give you a spoiler right now. There's going to be spoilers throughout this video, basically. But if you haven't seen it, I would really recommend checking it out. Either you watch it subbed or dubbed on Netflix. Like I said, it only came out this year. It's like 9 episodes. But yeah, let's get into it. Squid Game, like I said, was released 2021 on Netflix. It's basically about 456, I think, people like of low income and who have debts paid, need to be paid and all that, get invited to play this game of basically it's 6 different games, like child games, but if you lose, you die, basically. But it's a really layered show. The story is really good, and like the hidden meanings throughout it and the twists and everything. So I'd really recommend watching it before watching this video, or if you've already seen it, let me know your rankings of the games down below. Just a quick note as well, I'm really bad at pronouncing names, like any language, so I'm either going to refer to them as like nicknames or I'm going to try and pronounce the name. Starting off at number 6, I've got the final game, the Squid Game, which is the final between the main character and Sung-woo, who has been like the prick of the series, man. He's been so selfish. He's just looking out for himself. And this is why it's number 6. This is a good game. Obviously, it's the final of the show as well, like the final game. But compared to the rest, like, there's not much going on. It's literally just like a fight to the death in a way. Like, he did choose before the game, like, do you want to be on offense or defense? And, you know, it has the good moment at the end where the main character don't want to actually kill him because they were childhood friends. But he ends up just stabbing himself beside the neck, and, you know, because he can't live with what he's done, basically. But yeah, I'd give number 6 the Squid Game. For number 5, I've got the Honeycomb game, where everyone has to choose a shape, and then you have to cut it out of the honeycomb without breaking it. If they break it, they get shot inside the head. Like, this one's pretty decent. There's not much tension in it, really, though. I mean, you know, if you've chose, like, the triangle, that's the easiest shape, obviously. The main character chooses the umbrella, doesn't it? So that's obviously harder to cut out. But it's just the deaths in this, like, they're pretty basic. Like, basically, if you snap it, the guards just come round and they shoot you inside the head. I mean, it's graphic, sure, but compared to the other deaths inside the other games, it's just, you know, it's a decent game, no? When I first watched it, I chose Umbrella as well, so I was fucked, basically, because Umbrella is really hard to put out of the things. And also, the main character realizes if he starts licking it, it's easier to, you know, melt it and get it through. So yeah, number 5 for me is going to be Honeycomb. Number 4, I've got Red Light, Green Light, which is the first game of the series. Basically, they've got this massive robot, and when she says green light, everyone can walk. And when she says red light, you have to stop in place. And if you move just a tiny little bit, there's like snipers and shit, and they just shoot you down dead. So this is the first game, and it sets the stage of the series, really, if you think about it. And I do like it. Obviously, it's just shooting again, but it's not just guards going about with guns. It's like, you know, this robot has the tracking system as well, and they can scan like when you move and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool, it's pretty inventive. And you've also got the old man just smiling throughout the game. Obviously the twist comes later on that, you know, he's the mastermind behind it all, but he actually wanted to play one last game before he dies. And he's like, when you first watch it, you don't expect anything. It just seems like, oh, he's happy, like, you know, all these people are dying around him. But when you watch it back, you're like, yeah, man, this is, he wanted to be inside the game, and this is the first game, so he's happy, he's just walking across. So yeah, number 4 for me, Red Light, Green Light. So now we're halfway through the list. We got number 3. For number 3, I've got Tug of War, which is basically 10 players on each side on this massive platform, and they have to, you know, pull the rope between them, and whoever loses falls off and dies. Like, it's a massive drop. You get some brutal death inside this one. They're all like holding onto the rope and they all just splatter down. So obviously they think they're screwed because they got like the old man on the team and stuff, but they don't know that the old man actually is smart, and he's telling them like how to survive and stuff, like what movements to do. And of course they eventually survive. But this game is good. I do like it quite a lot. Like I said, it's graphic as well when the people just fall down. Obviously it's some CGI, but CGI is good inside this series, no doubt. There's also that hidden element. The old man, like, they're all locked together on the chain. The old man doesn't have a padlock. He's like, he would be free to go because obviously they don't want him to die, do they? He's the mastermind of it all. But yeah, like I said, you go through this series and you notice stuff that you didn't notice at first. It's all hidden, just hidden little elements in there which you pick up on your second viewing. So for number 2, I've got the glass stepping stones, where there's like 2 pieces of glass going forward on different platforms. One of them is tempered glass and the other one's normal, so you have to guess like which one to jump on. Obviously if you jump on a normal one, it's not going to support your weight and you're going to go flat down. A lot of people get eliminated inside this game as well. There's a few good moments, like you've got the bully of the group. I guess you'd call him Snake. He's got a tattoo on her. And that crazy girl, like, she ends up jumping on him and they both go down. That's a good moment. Obviously, the old man has been taken out of the game at this point, which we'll get into. As you can tell, you probably guess which my favourite game is at this point, but the old man is not a part of it at this point. We've got the final four left, and one of them knows, like, you can tell with the lights which one's tempered and which one's normal. So when they find out about this, they turn the lights off and it makes him harder. I just love it. I mean, it's how graphic it sounds. I do love like when you see him jump onto the glass and it's, you know, normal and it's go right through. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but it's so good. And finally, number one, in case you haven't guessed, it's the marbles game. This was so emotional. Basically, like, before the game starts, they tell you, you know, partner up with someone, and you think, oh yeah, everyone goes to someone they know or, you know, they like or whatever, and then they're given 10 marbles each, and it basically says that within the time limit you have to get the marbles off the other person anyway, but no physical, like no violence, and whoever doesn't have the marbles at the end is dead. So the main character chooses the old guy to be with, and, you know, it's very emotional because he's got dementia, but he's faking it to, you know, make him. I think they actually become friends, actually, don't they, inside this, which is pretty cool. You got, like, people choosing the partners if they're still alive. You got a husband and wife, and, you know, this scene is really, like, this whole episode, I should say, is really emotional, no doubt, man. And towards the end, you got the old guy, and you think he's gonna die, and this shot is so good, because at first viewing, you're like, oh yeah, because it pans away, don't it? You don't want to see the old guy get shot, because who wants to see an old guy get shot, right? But actually, he didn't get shot because of the twist, he's still alive. But I didn't suspect it at all throughout it because, like I said, you don't want to see that. And, you know, it's a respectable way. You pan away as the main character's slowly walking and you just hear the gunshot. But he didn't actually die. Also, the other characters as well, we've got, like, Ali, who gets tricked by Songwoo. Like I said, Songwoo is an absolute prick inside this. And he manipulates this guy who thinks he's his friend. And he gives him a fucking sack full of rocks instead of carrying it about, thinking it's the marbles, until he realises. And then he dies. And you've also got the pickpocketer talking to the other girl, and they're just like, you know, she keeps saying, oh, when we get out of here, and then she realises. And then she just ends up throwing the game so she can escape. So, like I said, overall, man, this is a really emotional episode. No doubt about it. Definitely number one. But that's going to do it for my ranking of the Squid Games. The Squid Game games, would you call it? Squid Game games, let's go with that. Let me know your ranking down below, the 6 of them, worst to best. Like I said, if you've made it to this point and you're not seeing the series, like, what are you doing, man? I really hope they make a season 2, though. Like I said, I was really surprised by this. Once you get used to the dubbing, or if you could, I can't handle subtitles, but if you can handle subtitles, watch it that way as well. But such an amazing series, man. I really hope they do a season 2, no doubt. You find hidden meanings, like I said, you go through it, especially the twist with the old guy. I got, like, John Kramer vibes, no doubt, man. No doubt about it. He's even, like, a part of his own game, just like John Kramer. He's dying like John Kramer. Overall, like, I'm going to use this as a mini review for the series as well. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10, to be honest. Really, really good. Like I said, I hope they do a season 2. Let me know your thoughts down below inside the comments. Let me know your worst to best games from Squid Games. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Until next time, peace out in a bit.